Watch springtime, jasmine and rose. Watch the summer with all its gay trends, and the splendor of autumn to those who bar to their freedom for gain. Let the love of our land's sacred right, and take the love of her people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides of the Tweed. Sweetness the senses can achieve, when corruption and bribery bind. No brightness the gloom in air clear, for honours the soul or the mind. Let the love of our land's sacred rights, and take the love of her people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides of the Tweed. And may virtue distinguish the brave, and place riches in lowest degree. In poorest who can be a slave, oh, him riches to death to be free. Let the love follow on sacred rights, and take the love for people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides of the Tweed. Springtime, jasmine and rose. Watch the summer with all its gay trends, and the splendor of autumn to those who bar to their freedom for gain. Let the love follow sacred right, Daughter, you lie and flourish on both sides of the Tweed.
That's Ewan Wilkinson featuring Sandy Brechin, both sides of the Tweed, from the EP, which was released from Ewan, which we picked up at Paddy Bort's Wee Folk Club the other night there, when Sandy Brechin and Ewan Wilkinson were playing together, and what a fantastic show it was. You're listening to The Garden Sessions. I'm Jack Foster, and joining me, as ever, the Robinson Crusoe and Man Friday of the folk scene. I'm talking, of course, of Tom Harland, Dave the Angles Gimble.
I'm plumping for Robinson Crusoe on this one.
Damn, well, at least I get to be the cultured one.
Yeah, but you work for me, Tom.
I'm not marooned there.
Bit of a desert island theme, Jack.
Well, yeah, it's interesting you should say that, because coming up we have a special, very, very special feature.
Extremely special feature.
Which we've been looking forward to for some time. Tom, you tell us a little bit about that.
This is going to be Ebehart, Paddy, Bort, who oversees the Wee Folk Club in Edinburgh. This is going to be his Hebridean Island Discs. We got him to go out, live in a desert island in the Hebrides. Dunes, and he's been up there.
Someone
he took 3 songs.
Yeah, someone said that Radio 4 did a similar thing, but I've no idea what they could possibly be talking about.
We're going to be essentially hearing Paddy's 3 favourite songs, and he's a folk master. So
it's quite a moment. Angles, what else is coming up in the show?
We're going to have all the regular stuff. We've got the Folkie news. We'll have the official Garden Sessions download chart, another Dave's Angle, and another letters bag as well.
And another letters bag. Looking forward to it all. We are available at gardensessions.co.uk. Contact us at podcast@gardensessions.co.uk. We're also available through Radio Britfolk, radiobritfolk.co.uk, and Angles.
We're available at 98.8 where Leith lives. That's Leith FM.
Leith FM in the Edinburgh area, indeed. And we've done what's coming up in the show, I believe, haven't we?
Yes.
Just now. I'm really with it here. Tom, next tune.
Next tune, well, you'll have to excuse me. Angles does say that my Gaelic pronunciation sounds akin to Elvish, but...
and Angles would know, because he has claimed to speak Gaelic in the past.
But nonetheless, excuse me if I get it wrong, but it's Julie Fowlis with Mo Ghruagach Dhonn.
Roma Ghruagach awn sawn o'r llun gas ymwyn Gag sydd gyd na mochwm yn gylch o trawn sydd mi orst Hwyd mi dy lydydd jymart Rysyd os ymaryfa Gro Gundal a machid bad was Snuad a lead me mareva a mi shies a bermino Speak me chin bad Sandalia tan na
Ghruagach Dhonn, Julie Fowlis. What a lovely song is that?
Wonderful pronunciation,
Oh,
Tom.
fantastic Gaelic pronunciation. It's my
Not at all
speciality.
Elvish.
Anyhow, Julie Fowlis, I can tell you a wee bit about her. She was the first Scottish Gaelic singer to win a prestigious BBC Radio 2 Folk Award ever. So that's a pretty good call for her.
Quite an accolade.
And since winning the Horizon Award for Best Newcomer, she's won the hearts and minds of audiences around the globe, played in every major festival in Britain, showcased in Texas and New York, and is in constant demand as a performer of Gaelic music. You can find out more about her at juliefowlis.com. Angles, where can people find out more about us, the garden sessions?
Well, if you want to get a hold of us, you can contact us at podcast@gardensessions.co.uk, or you can go to Radio Britfolk, radiobritfolk.co.uk, or you can go to 98.8 anywhere in the Edinburgh area for Leith FM. And that's Jack.
Indeed, it's all, there's so many places, and it's podcast@gardensessions.co.uk if you want to contact us. Coming up later on in the show, we've got Paddy Bort stranded on a desert island giving us his 3 favourite folk songs. But before we go forward into the show, Tom.
It's news! It's folk!
What is it, Tom?
It's the Folkie News! And the Folkie News brought to you this week, as ever, in association with Paddy Bort's Wee Folk Club.
Well, every Sunday night at the Oak, we've got the Wee Folk Club at 8:30. An intimate venue, 30 seats, acoustic. It's a great night out. We've got fantastic musicians and singers. Every Sunday night, do come along.
Sunday the 10th of June at the Wee Folk Club. It's Robin Lang, Scottish folk singer and songwriter originally from Edinburgh, though he's now living in rural Lanarkshire. That's at the royal-oak-folk.com. And could I just reiterate, Jack, what an amazing Wee Folk Club last night.
Indeed, yeah, the Sandy Brechin and Ewan Wilkinson. Brilliant.
Magnificent stuff. This is the Folkie News. Our headline today is that one of the biggest names on the Scottish folk and songwriting scene, Corinne Polwart, is now a mother.
Woohoo!
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations to her. The news was announced to the world on Wednesday on footstomping.com, and Corinne said, Arlo arrived yesterday morning with black hair like his dad and a wrinkly brow like his mum. 6 pounds and 6 ounces of loveliness. This being the 3rd baby boy to be brought to the world by a member of the Corinne Polwart band in the last 9 months. Corinne is now on maternity leave till the autumn. Moving on with the Folkie News. From the 21st to the 24th of June, it's the Lee Folk Festival, widely recognised as the largest free folk festival in the UK, so you'll have no excuses for not coming, Angles. Now in its 16th year and still entirely reliant on the goodwill and hard work of the performers and organisers, as well as the generosity of the public and sponsors, it stood the test of time and retains its characteristic DIY ethic. The Guardian and the Daily Telegraph have recently featured it as a worthy alternative to the Glastonbury Festival, probably have better music as well, with which it coincides,
Definitely.
but without the £150 ticket price for Glastonbury.
That's extortionate.
I'll be going to Lee, I think.
Rather than glad
Yeah.
free or £150.
What's more, Lee has even more mud, but only when the tide is out. Jack caught up with Scottish duo Sandy Brechin and Ewan Wilkinson last night at the Wee Folk Club, and asked them how much a free folk festival can contribute to the established folk scene as well as to up-and-coming acts.
No, it's a good thing because obviously you'll get people coming along. It's in the Greater London area, so people coming along to a festival who wouldn't normally come to a festival because they're obviously not
to go to the shops,
not having to pay anything.
I wonder why are there so many buskers on the street? Because that's where we're playing, apparently, on the street, isn't it?
We've been upgraded from the street. I think we're now in a little marquee now.
Well,
But,
let's just hope it doesn't rain, because it probably doesn't have a roof if it's anything like the gigs we've done in the past.
but it's a really good opportunity for us to get down there and get our music heard for a different audience, which can never be a bad thing.
So what you're saying is we have to travel 400 miles to get a gig, and it's for free. Great.
There are other free festivals in the country. So Dunbar Festival that we're playing later on in the year, that's a free festival as well.
That's in Scotland.
Yeah, anyway.
We have played at Dunbar Festival. It's very good. Apart from they gave away one of our rooms to a complete random couple last year, and we came back from the pub at 3 o'clock in the morning. We found this couple inside our double bed. It was bad enough we had to share a double bed, 2 guys anyway, and we had to share a double bed, and there was this couple in it doing the business, and we came in and they were most annoyed and we were most annoyed. And what happened? They got the bed. They refused to move, and we had to go and get some dirty duvets out of plastic bin bags and lie in the floor and sleep there instead.
Hopefully that won't happen at Leon C.
a Brechin and Wilkinson night out in Dunbar. That would be carnage. Anyway, that's about it for the Folkie News. Keep up to date with all the latest Folkie News at gardensessions.co.uk/news, and that's the Folkie News.
Don't forget, we've got a very, very exciting feature coming up later on, that being Paddy Bort stranded on a Hebridean island, choosing his 3 favourite folk songs. And we've never heard of Desert Island Discs.
Never.
Don't know anything about it.
The official Garden Sessions download chart. The official Garden Sessions download chart.
This is the official Garden Sessions download chart based on free downloads from gardensessions.co.uk. At number 10, it's a non-mover for David Rovics with Who Would Jesus Bomb.
Nice.
At 9, it's down 4 for the Laurie Watson 3 with When Maggie Gangs Away. At 8, it's a new entry for Neil Thompson with The Lakes of Pontchartrain. Good to see Neil, a stalwart of the chart. At 7, it's a re-entry, again for Neil Thompson. It's the first Dave's Angle, Jocko Bradesley.
Oh, yeah. Johnny got up on a me morning, cried for water to wash his hands. Says Gail out to me, my twa greyhounds, that lie in iron bands, that lie in iron bands.
I don't know how it managed to escape from the dungeon I locked it in, but at 6, it's a re-entry for Sinead Connolly with Eileen Oaks.
Dear God, she never goes away.
At 5, it's down 2 for Frank Burkitt featuring Cassandra Steele with Military Band. At 4, it's down 3 for Ransom Scansum with Hush.
Ooh.
Means we've got a new number 1. Will it be a new entry? Will it be a re-entry? Where's Susanna MacDonald? She was at 4 last time.
What's happening, Angles?
Well, at 3, it's a re-entry for Martin Boland with Dreams in Blue.
Nice.
She wears a coat of many colours, and every one the brightest hue, shimmering silver and burnished bronze. That's only how it seems to you, 'cause when she dreams, to her it seems she dreams in blue. She dreams in blue.
We're inching ever closer, but we've got one more left. And at 2, it's up to Susanna MacDonald.
Ooh.
This is a love song. That means the official Garden Sessions number 1. It's up 1 for Jed Milroy.
Yes.
I Will Worship Now.
Good song.
Pissing on my fire, you're fucking up my show, you interrupt my flow, you lie in wait for me with the dust beneath my bed, trying to get ahead of me, but I'll fight you in the night, I'll fight you till I fall. Beneath the breadline and the headlights and the street signs and the street lights, you're writing off my day before I've begun. Taking back my name, you're taking back my song. But I'll fight you in the night, I'll fight you till I fall. Beneath the breadline and the headlights and the street signs and the street lights.
so I can buy a coffee, so I can buy a secret, so I can buy another part of me. Have you seen a rainbow, or have you seen just rain and the sun shining on me? I will worship nothing, 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 I will worship nothing. And have you heard the sirens whispering on the radio, coming down the airwaves? You should have seen them rock on TV. I will worship nothing, 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 I will worship nothing. So come on, drink your wine up. Does it fill a hole? Does it feel any better that you know where you're going when you go? I will worship nothing, 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 but I will worship nothing, I will worship nothing, I will worship nothing.
The fantastic Jed Milroy, I Will Worship Nothing.
Great song, well done.
That's this week's Garden Sessions official number one from
the gold standard
from
for
the
Jed.
From the free downloads at gardensessions.co.uk. Good choice, people, I would say. Right, the schedule shows, Angles, that it's just under a minute till the angle. That leaves us some time to try and pry some hints out of you before it starts.
We'll try away.
Give us a hint, Angles.
All right, I'll give you one. I'll give you one free one.
Take that for now.
It's about a band who might enjoy a good fight. Well, it's by a band who might enjoy a good fight.
Right. Pogues?
Oasis?
Folk, remember, Jack? Come on.
I don't know. Right.
You shouldn't even be listening
give us
to
another
Oasis.
hint. Give us another hint.
It's sort of a story of soldiers' escapades.
Soldiers' escapades. Status quo?
Folk, Jack.
Jack. What's happened to you?
Right. Angles. What's the angle then?
This week I thought we'd do the Battlefield Band, and it's the Green Plaid.
On the 26th of July, Lord Lennox's men came here. They dazzled all our lasses' eyes, their armour shone so clear. They dazzled all our lasses' eyes when they met them in the street. But when they met them in the lane, they kissed them so sweet. Will you go along with me, my bonny, bonny lass, and I'll roll you in my green plaid while we lie upon the grass. If I were to go along with you and eat you my hand, your colonel, he would part us before we left the land. Never mind our colonel, he loves you as his life, but he gave to us an order, each man should hae a wife. Each man to hae a wife, my dear, to keep him company, and they'll roll you in in my green plaid while we sail on the sea. If they knew I were with thee, a-rolling in your green plaid and dandling on your knee. Never mind your mum and dad, for what do you repine? If I had you in Minorca, 'tis you would drink the wine. You would drink wine and brandy and be a right company, and I'll roll you in my green plaid while we sail upon the sea. Now they've gone to Minorca and they've left the girls behind, and they've gone to Minorca for the sake of Spanish wine. And some of them were sorry and some of them right glad, but I wish that I'd gone with them, rolled up in his plaid. And if ever they return again, how happy I will be, a-rolling in his green plaid and dandling on his knee.
Scottish folk legends, the Battlefield Band with the Green Plaid, which is from the album There's a Buzz, first released in 1982. Pounding song, pounding choice angles, but hopefully you can shed some light on what it's all about. Dave, what's your angle?
Well, the song's told from the point of view of a girl who lives in this town.
Right.
And it's the 26th of July, so it's the middle of summer. You know, it's hot sunshine outside. Everyone's sort of wearing their loose-fitting short-sleeve shirts and stuff like that, getting some rays. And that's what people do in the summer.
In loose-fitting short-sleeve shirts.
What? Why not?
Don't you just take your shirt off?
It's the olden days.
Yeah, fair dues.
Continue. But anyway, Lord Lennox's men come into town, and they're sort of on leave or whatever, and they're sort of wandering around town, and they get to see some of the local ladies, and the ladies take a bit of a fancy to them, and they see them in the street, and they kind of had a wee nod to each other. But then later on, they kind of, some of the soldiers run into the ladies.
Sorry, the two ladies meet each other.
No. The soldiers and the ladies. The town ladies and the soldiers.
Yes.
Later on, they meet in the back lanes and stuff, and they the soldiers kind of discreetly come on to the women. Yeah, in the lanes, where it's discreet when they're not out in the open.
All of them together,
and the soldiers and the ladies have a bit of a kiss and a bit of a cuddle. No, it's not an orgy, Tom. It's a nice kind of discreet.
Such a filthy mind.
You know. God, some people. But anyway, so the soldiers and the ladies are getting a bit to know each other, and I'm trying to be discreet.
Yeah, it's your discreet wording that's so
the soldiers and the ladies are getting jiggy. Then what happens?
Well, basically, the soldiers start trying to encourage the ladies to come away with them when they leave to go back on duty. They say, come away with us. It's all cool. We'll keep you nice and warm. We'll cuddle you and we'll roll you up in our green plaid and that kind of thing.
Soldiers can't take the women with them. Soldiers aren't allowed to take women with them.
Well, that's what the women say. The women say, we can't do that. Your colonel just part us before we even get to leave. Before we even get across the sea. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to fly.
Some sense being spoken here.
Soldiers say, no, don't worry about that. That's all sorted. The colonel's basically given us an order that we should all have a wife to take with us for company.
Is this just lies?
I think, no, it's to keep morale up.
I see.
The Colonel said it's fine.
to stop the soldiers mingling with the sort of colonial women and all that kind of thing. All that sort of stuff. It's all cool. The Colonel says they can come. And it's all fine. Come away with us. We'll keep you warm. We'll roll you up in our green plaid. We'll take you over the sea. It'll all be fine. This, it's all going to be cool. And the women say, hold on a minute, but no, our parents are surely, if they see us getting together, they're not going to like it.
These women obviously just don't want to get involved. They keep coming up with
they're worried about
excuses.
They're worried about the consequence.
I wouldn't want to be put in the front line of battle just
for
some guy in a green plaid.
But the soldiers say, well, hold on a minute. What have your parents got to do with it? If I like you and you like me, come away with me. It's not like I'm going to treat you badly. I'll treat you in fine style. Come with me to Minorca, because that's where they're headed.
Why are they headed to Minorca? Tom, you know this.
Oh, they've got to drink wine, are they not? Yes.
That's not quite why they're going, but they do say,
wine.
come away to Minorca and we'll get some wine. And it'll all be cool. We'll have nice company. You'll have a lovely life in Minorca.
Well, was it not mentioned in the song?
And who gives a stuff about your
heady
parents?
Mix.
It does. That's it. They drink a lot.
Yeah.
But that's just part of the life.
It's to be understood. Yeah.
And then the soldiers have to head off, so they go back on duty. They head off to Minorca. They're away over the sea, and some of the women go with them, and some of the women don't. And the women who don't kind of regret it. They kind of have this feeling of, maybe I should have gone. Maybe I should have gone for the brandy and the wine and all that kind of thing. It might have been a bit good.
Gold pagodas.
And then the girl who's
if
actually...
If you were a Folkie woman, Dave, would you have gone?
Well, I think wine and sunshine beats rain.
Yeah,
and
I probably would have taken it on.
Yeah, it probably would have been worth it. A trip to the Mediterranean. And it's all been settled beforehand. It's all cool. There's no consequence. It's all fine. It's all going to be all right. But basically, the girl who's telling the story kind of says that she would have liked to have gone with them, and if they were to come back, if they were to turn up, come back to the town after their time in Minorca, she'd be there. She'd be ready for some more rolling around in the green plaid in the hay kind of stuff,
Oh
well.
So she never went?
No.
Oh well.
That's quite sad. What's the moral?
I think the moral of this one is that it's best to jump in with both feet. It's worse to regret something you've not done.
Goodness,
that's
a racy moral from you, Angus.
Yes, it's awfully positive, I know. My God, what will
not
people
like
think?
Your normal morals at all,
But it's a nice tune, nice moral.
It's possibly a good sign. Dave, is that your angle?
Yes, it is.
Well, that being the angle, it's time for the letters bag in just a moment. Just a reminder, though, this is the Garden Sessions, gardensessions.co.uk. Contact us at podcast@gardensessions.co.uk. We're available on
Radio Britfolk, radiobritfolk.co.uk, and also on Leith FM, 98.8 FM in the Edinburgh area, where Leith lives.
Indeed. Leith does live there.
Oh, could I make a small announcement as well? You can also get all of Dave's angles now on the website.
Finally.
At what address, Dave?
It's gardensessions.co.uk/angles.
Yep.
Stuff. You can get a whole backlog.
I'm not good with the technical stuff.
Says he who was doing sums and calculations earlier on to get the
sums and calculations aren't technical.
Anyway, it's this.
Garden Sessions letters bag.
I'll go first. Dear Garden Sessions, loving the Ghruagach podcast.
That's nice.
It was brilliant. Bringing back some of the atmosphere whilst having to face the harsh reality of the city. Can't wait to go back in September. See you guys soon. That's Cara in Edinburgh. It was a good, fun episode, that. Although we were absolutely shattered the last time we did the show.
Yeah, we have to apologise every possible show we can for that. It was a bit of a shambles, but we got through it.
But to be fair, that shows our dedication to the cause.
Exactly.
That's how important it was that we brought that to you.
I've got another letter here from Sham Brown and Ceylan Baxter, the cello and harp player who I saw during the Cayley Culture Festival and was reviewed on the Garden Sessions. They write,
it sounded good.
Dear Garden Sessions, thanks so much for that review on the gardensessions.co.uk site. Just a quick note to let you know that some of the Scottish harp and cello concerts you can catch us at in the Glasgow area in the next month, and they're recommending that we come along to Live at the Star, which is on June the 7th at the Star Folk Club, 8 p.m. St Andrews in the Square. And if you can't make that date, try June the 13th, the West End Festival, 7:30 p.m. at Gimble Palace in the Botanical Gardens.
It's all Glasgow.
All Glasgow.
City of Culture.
Yep, 1990. From Cheyenne and Ceylon.
Sounds
Definitely
good.
recommendable.
Indeed.
As
well, so that's the Garden Session letter bag. If you want to send us a letter, Angus, what's the address?
It's podcast@gardensessions.co.uk.
It's that easy. Or you can go onto the website and go to the feedback forum, where you can read what other people have said as well as leave messages yourself. And on the website, Tom, there are oh so many wonderful things.
Well, just not least Dave's new folk lyrics database. Each song with a summary and moral, one of Anglo's special morals, stretching way back for over a year now.
Yeah, he's been working hard. Granted, just recently, but
he's got there eventually.
Yeah. And what else on the website, though?
You've got all sorts of things. You've got Tom's Folkie News, various reviews of various stuff we've been to,
as well as all the information on these podcasts, the music we play, etc.
And the best in new songwriting and traditional folk music.
Of course, lots of free folk downloads as well. Anyway, it's time for Bort's Hebridean Island Discs.
Yes! So long.
Ebehart, Paddy, Bort joined us in the Royal Oak after the Wee Folk Club and told us what the 3 songs he would take if he was to be stranded on a Hebridean island.
I haven't heard these.
No, well, Tom was there. I have to say his choices were rather good.
They're brilliant, but I'm sure, Jack, if Paddy Bort was to be stranded on a Hebridean island, he'd manage to set up a great Wee Folk Club anyway and get acts coming over the sea.
He'd still fill his seats as well.
He would do.
I could see that being quite probable. Anyway, this is our special feature this week. Ebehart, Paddy Bort's Hebridean Island Discs. And none of us have ever heard of Desert Island Discs.
No.
Yeah?
No, definitely not.
Good. I'm sat downstairs in the Royal Oak and we've just finished, Tom and I have just finished watching the Wee Folk Club, which was Sandy Brechin and Ewan Wilkinson. Fantastic show. Presided over, of course, by Ebehart Paddy Bort, who runs the Wee Folk Club down here, as well as the Edinburgh Folk Club. Also works in the Institute of Governance at Edinburgh University. Spent a long time in Ireland, which owes to his Paddy nickname, and has organised lots of gigs in Germany, his home country, in Laufen, the Phoenix. And he joins me now to take part in, and we do stress, we have never heard of Radio 4's Desert Island Discs. Welcome along to the Garden Sessions, Paddy.
Great to be here.
You're stuck on a remote Hebridean island. There's no Caledonia McBrain ferry coming to get you, but you've known about it beforehand and you've brought along 3 folk classics that are favourites of yours that can see you through this solitary time. We're intrigued to know which the first of those choices would be.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the task is very difficult because if you asked me a top 100 or a top 10 at least, it would have been simpler than that. Just to whittle it down to 3 is very, very difficult. But you just said, a bit of an Irish background there, having lived there and formative years in the late 70s and early 80s. So my first choice would be from a seminal album of the late 70s, I think it was 78, 79, Paddy Glachan and Paddy Keenan, Dublin, Doublin, apostrophe, Dublin. Paddy Keenan, of course, one of the finest pipers that Ireland has ever produced, and Paddy Glachan, one of the finest fiddlers, and they were involved in the likes of Planksty and Bothy band, and were just, then some of the greatest musicians, there still are some of the greatest musicians that Ireland has ever produced. And my track would be Castle Kelly, which, I heard it first in the meeting place in Dublin, where Paddy and Paddy were actually doing the show, introducing the album. They put down the album sleeve and said, that's what we're playing, that's what we can do at the moment, that will be all. And one track was outstanding, and it has haunted me since, and it's played far too rarely in the sessions, I think, and the track's called Castle Kelly.
was Castle Kelly from the album Dublin, Paddy Glacken and Paddy Keenan, which was Ebehart Paddy Bort's first choice on his Stuck on a Hebridean Island. Nothing to do with Desert Island Discs. We don't know what that show is. Tom, I'll let you ask the question now as regards the next tune.
Paddy, nice to see you. What would be your second song that you love more than any other?
Well, it's not a song, it's a tune. I guess, that the majority of the stuff, of the 2 out of 3 that I've chosen, are tunes, because perhaps tunes are less wearing out or, tiring you on a desert or whatever island, So, second one is a Dhonn set that they've done. Dhonn were touring in America, and they actually got in touch there and were playing with a klezmer band. That was a hugely influential thing. Now, the Dhonn were never shy of doing sort of crossover ventures, I mean, they've done Bach and they've done Beatles, so why not klezmer? And only a couple of weeks back, Frankie Gavin was doing a fantastic gig at St Bride's, absolutely gorgeous, and it brought me back to one of the finest tunes that I think they ever recorded, and they just called it the Jewish Jigs. And it's music that where they pick up the influence of that klezmer band that they were playing with in America. So I mean, it's I think a riveting tune, exciting tune, and it shows how you could expand the boundaries of traditional music.
So let's hear the Jewish Jigs by Dhonn. That was Jewish Jigs by Dhonn, and we're sitting here with Paddy Bort in the Wee Folk Club. Great Wee Folk Club that it was as well. Now, Paddy, you've got one more song. This is by this stage, you've got stones spelling "help me" written out on the beach of the Hebridean Island that you're stuck on.
I'm sitting on tenterhooks too.
What is your last favourite song going to be?
Well, I thought to be clever, and combine two things. I mean, one is my huge admiration for Hamish Henderson and Hamish Henderson's work. And of course, through Edinburgh Folk Club, I'm involved in organising the Carrying Stream Festival every November in honour and celebration of the work of Hamish Henderson. And I mean, his greatest song, of course, is the Freedom Gimble. Now, there are, of course, umpteen versions of that song, but I thought I'd combine it with one of my favourite bands, and the band's Fife and Reel. Bobby Eaglesham and Dick Gaughan were involved in that band, and Bobby Eaglesham was a very, very good friend of mine. I mean, he died in 2004, tragically, and far too soon. But we set up, he set up actually Festival Folk at the Oak down here, which I got involved in, and continuing, in Bobby's spirit in a way. And Fife and Reel recorded the Freedom Gimble, and I thought that would probably be a choice. It's there are lots of other tunes and songs that Fife and Reel recorded, and there's wonderful stuff. I mean, people should really listen to it. But I thought to get cheating a bit, to get Hamish Henderson and Fife and Reel into my 3 songs, in the desert, I thought that would be it. The Freedom Gimble by Hamish Henderson, played by Fife and Reel.
Well, just remains for us to thank you, Ebehart Paddy Bort, for giving us your Hebridean Island Desert Discs. I don't know where the desert comes in a Hebridean Island, but
dunes. Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Ebehart Paddy Bort.
Oh, well, cheers.
Rach the wind in the clear days dawn was the clouds heel star gildy out the bay. But there's meer nor a racht wind blowing through the great glen o' the world today. It's a thought that's what gathered buttons on the rogues that gang callous fresh and gay. Take the road and seek the lowlands where the hill place they sport and play. Name there will the bonny callants march toward where Braggart's cruise they run. Early winds repeat our clacking on the ship sailing in the brimble. Broken families and lands we ferried, while car Scotland the brave in their name there. Black and white into their merit makes the veil barracks of the misters there. So come on, ye at him with freedom, never heed what the police croak for doom. And in your house, all the bairns are done, well find breed, barley breed in the room.
Paddy Bort's Hebridean Island Discs. What a
Brilliant
fantastic
stuff,
feature.
I loved that last song. What was it?
That's a 5-hand reel, Freedom Come O'er You. And the one you heard before that was Dhonn, Jewish Reels, which was Onga Bucharest and Shepherd's Dream, and Castle Kelly by Paddy Glacken and Paddy Keenan from the album Dublin.
Jewish Reels, not Jewish Jigs.
Jewish Reels, not Jewish Jigs, yeah. But close enough, surely.
Close enough for folk. Angles, what would your favourite one be? If you can only have one, let's go around the circle.
I can only have one.
One each.
So we're going to get 3 from the 3 of us.
Yeah.
I think
let's go for it.
Desert Island, Hebridean Island, out there by yourself.
We
Probably
keep getting
have
it mixed
to
up
go
with the
for
Desert Island.
Rolling Down to Old Maui, Stan Rogers.
That'd be a great choice. What a great choice. I would go personally for probably Beeswing, Richard Thompson.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I think probably, I don't know, Fairport Convention probably. Who knows where the time goes.
Yeah, but if Danny out on a desert island, that would do the job.
Indeed, but Denny as opposed to Danny. I don't know. But
Well, I could do without either of them personally, but I agree with you, Tom, I have to say.
Oh, you agree with the old Beeswing?
Yeah.
Podcast.
That time again. And there we go. Another episode of the Garden Sessions.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tom, how can people get a hold of the Garden Sessions?
www.gardensessions.co.uk, podcast@gardensessions.co.uk, but we're also available through Radio Britfolk, radiobritfolk.co.uk, and Leith FM.
It's 98.8 in the Edinburgh area.
Where Leith lives.
Leith lives there, yes.
Yes.
Anyway, that's another Garden Sessions. On next week's show, Angles we'll have
all the usual stuff. We'll have another angle. We'll have another feature. Don't know quite what it's going to be, but the featured artist isn't gone. That will be back.
No, of course.
We're going to just mix it up a bit, keep you on your toes.
Mix it up a bit. Well, anyway, until then, which is 2 weeks from now, from myself, Jack Foster, Tom Harland, and Dave the Angles Gimble, take it easy.
Catch you later down the Folkie Trail.
Cheerio.